Hi, Jay here. I just wanted to share some really quick things with everybody. This little short video is inspired by a conversation I had with a really good friend last night. And we were talking about work. He said, I'm just not feeling it. I don't like getting up in the morning, and I don't like what I'm doing now. And I feel like I'm stuck in a rut and everything. And I am not without sympathy. I've had points in my life where I felt the same way about a job, and I kind of felt like I was stuck because I had to keep working to support my family. I had to maintain, it might be health insurance benefits for your family. You want to provide a certain standard of living for everybody in your home and your family. Started me thinking about a few things. And I came up with, if you really have a deep desire to do something, then there's 7 steps I think you need to do to get the ball rolling towards whatever that goal might be, whatever that passion, that desire is that you have. And the first thing you need to do is you need to vocalize it. You need to say it out loud. In the case of this person, I said, well, what is it that you really want to do? They said, I would like to have a storefront with used items in the store. And the other passion I have is I would like to have my own little recording studio where I could go and make beats and do raps. And I can relate to that because that's what I love to do is record music. I like to write music and record music. I've been doing that for years and years and years. But that was a passion initially for me. And it takes some equipment and it takes some money to get started in all that stuff. But I didn't have the money at first. I didn't have the equipment at first. So how do you start doing that? How do you get out of your rut? Well, these 7 things should help. The first thing is you have to say it to someone. And I might add, when this person was telling me about the things they want to do and that they love to do, they lit up. You could tell they were, in their mind, they were happy talking about it, just talking about it. So the first thing is you got to say it out loud. You got to say what it is that you want to do out loud. And the second thing is, well, this isn't the set number 2 on the list, but this is still part of number 1. Number 1, sub B, sub A, sub B, whatever. Anyway, you need to talk to as many people about it as you can. Keep telling people over and over what it is that you want to do. And it changes the whole way you think. You're just doing that one small thing. It keeps it in the forefront of your mind, and it opens up opportunities. It'll open up an opportunity for whatever it is that you're desiring. If you're talking about it to people, you might find somebody that will enroll themselves in helping you do whatever it is that you want to do, or providing something that you need without even asking them. You're just talking about something that you are really excited about. So that's the first thing, is to say it out loud and to tell as many people as you can about it. Number 2 is to write it down. And what I do, I put it on my phone. I make a lot of lists on my phone. I have a wants list, or things I need sometimes. It might be I need to get a car fixed, I need to get a tune-up on a car. That could be a maintenance item in life, or it could be something I want, like I want a new piano keyboard, or I want a new guitar. For guitar players, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. He who dies with the most guitars wins, is what they say. Anyway, so these are things that I want. Are they needs? No. They're just things that I want. So I will make a list and I'll put them down, and I assign a dollar value to them. So let's say I want a new guitar, or I want this, and it might, whatever it is, it might be $500, it might be $200, it might be $50. When I started this YouTube thing, one of the things I put on a list was studio lights. And they came out to like $50 on Amazon to get some studio lights so that I'd have decent lighting for the videos. It took me, I don't know, a month or so of looking on that list and finally checking it off and being able to order them and get them in. And they weren't even $50. They were less than that even. So the other thing I wanted was a decent little lavalier mic. This one I can plug into my phone, and I'm doing this whole little video on the phone. So this is an example of things that I wrote down, and then I assigned a monetary value to them without even knowing what the monetary value would actually be. I just, out of my mind, creative thinking. So that's the second thing, is write it down. And that makes it more real too. And then look at that list often. Look at it like every morning or every other morning. Check it out and look at it and say, oh yeah, and it keeps it in your mind. And certain steps that you'll take during the day, you may be working towards that. The third thing is, when you're looking at that list or you're saying it out loud, every morning get up and say, what am I going to do today to get closer to doing my passion or following my dreams or my desire? It's your dreams, really. It is. It's a dream right now. But it doesn't mean it can't come real. You can make it real. So the third thing is, what am I doing today to do that? It might be as simple as reading my list. That's maybe what I am doing today. It might be as simple as having a penny jar and taking the change out of your pocket and dumping it in the jar. And say, that's my dream fund. I'm putting those pennies in my dream fund. Just something towards it. It could be. It could be another thing, which is another step that I have. The fourth step is start doing research on what you want to do. Go to people that are already doing what you want to do and ask them, how'd you get started in this business? Or how'd you get started doing this? What were your first steps? How did you get to where you are doing this? Whatever it is, ask other people that are in that field. YouTube's a great community. Gosh, they got 1,000 million billions of YouTube videos that tell you how to do a YouTube channel and what you need and how to get started. And you'll get varying opinions, but you take what you want and leave the rest. I mean, that's the way it is in life. But that's the fourth thing that I would say, is do the research. That's when you start finding out how much it really costs to do something. When you do the research, you might reprioritize what it is you need to do first to be on your way to your goal. But that's a good way to do it. That's number 4, research. Number 5, this is a really important one. Practice imagining yourself doing or living what it is that you wanted to do or live. Dare to dream it. Practice imagining it. Before you go to bed at night, when you're falling asleep, think about it in your head. What does that look like? It might be, for me, for music, it might be a performance coming up. And I imagine in my mind, how good is the music going to sound with all the musicians playing together? I imagine the crowd reacting and really enjoying the music that we're playing. Imagine those things. Dream them. Imagine them. It's very powerful. Imagine waking up in the morning and being happy if you're going to your dead-end job or your whatever it is that you feel you're stuck doing. If you're going to that, say, I'm going to be happy about it today because this is going to be one day closer to where I want to be. And I'll do that today. And while you're at that job, every opportunity that you get, talk about it to your fellow employees, to other people. Well, don't tell your boss. Don't tell your boss unless it's something that he can handle and won't think that you're moonlighting on the side on him. Something like that. Seriously, you need to speak about it and try to make it real. That's going back to number 1. And all of these things should be done like almost every day. Number 6, go out and meet other people that are doing what you want to do. Join organizations. Gosh, when I was in sales, man, we'd go and join organizations and become involved with the people in the organizations that were, like if I was selling paint to an apartment house, I would join the apartment house association or whatever, like that. Join some associations and talk to like-minded people and surround yourself with people that are doing what you want to do. And that's a really important thing. My friend Dave, in an upcoming interview, and I don't know if that interview might air before this particular video, he didn't start playing bass guitar till he was 61 years old, and now he's the bass player for the Senior Discounts, which is the band we're in. One of the things he said in the video was, play with other people. Find other people to play music with. Well, it's the same thing in anything in life. If you want to do a particular thing, find other people that are doing it with you, and you'll share ideas, You'll get ideas, you'll feed off of that energy. They might tell you where you can find resources that are inexpensive to get started. I mean, there's all kinds of advice they can give you. You're sharing things with other people. It's a very important step. So, number 6, find other people to work with, or to be with, or to do things with that are doing the same thing that you want to do. And number 7 is, do it, whatever it is, on any level. What I mean by that is, sometimes you might see in your mind's eye the finished product. You might see it as, oh, I'm making these it could be YouTube, okay? I'm making these great videos with all these special effects in there, and I've got 1 billion subscribers or whatever. You're not going to get there the first day. And if you can't have the total package, don't be like, well, then I don't want any of it. Or I can't do that because I won't have the total package. Do it on any level. Do it at a beginner level. If it's picking up a musical instrument, doesn't matter what age you are, pick it up, pick up the musical instrument, and just pluck it. That's the start. That's how it starts. Make noise on the thing. That's how it starts. On YouTube, with me, what it was, I just put up a camera and started filming some stuff of me talking. Then I play it back and see how bad it was. And still, in a lot of cases, I'm not an expert at this yet. I'm learning this, but I'm doing it at any level. Don't be afraid to suck at something. That's really important. Don't be afraid, because everybody does when they start. News for you. There's only a few prodigies in the world that can do something the first time brilliantly. Everybody starts not knowing anything. Athletes, when they were a child, their dad tossed them the little ball and they swung with the bat, or they caught the ball, or whatever. They weren't very good at it, but they were enjoying it, so dad kept throwing them the ball, and they got better at it, right? So it's the same thing with music, with writing, with anything creative. Art, for me, art, I struggle with my art and everything, but I keep doing it. And every time I do it, it seems like I learn something new. So do it at any level. Let's recap. 1, say it out loud and tell others. 2, write it down and assign a monetary value to it, like a $, if it requires that. Number 3, what am I going to do today to get closer to what it is I want to do? 4, research. Start doing the research. What is it going to take? That's really important. 5, practice imagining yourself doing it. Imagine it. 6, go out and meet other people that are doing what you're doing. Get in contact with them. Have conversations about it. Ask questions. Most people are very good at sharing. And 7, do it on any level, beginner level. And that's my advice for getting to where you want to be with your dreams, living your passions out, bringing a burning desire to fruition. That's the steps that I've taken to do things in my life. And even if you're not a huge success at what you're doing, it's fun. You'll be enjoying what you're doing, and it makes you happy. And if you're putting up with a deadbeat job all day and you come home and you start recording or creating something, it takes your mind away from all of that stuff, and you're doing something fun and creative and you enjoy it. And that's the important thing. Try to enjoy as many minutes of the day as you can. So thank you for listening to this quick little segment. Appreciate all your comments. If you like it, subscribe to my channel. I'd love to hear your comments. And stay tuned.